It's free decay. I'm a mess, but it doesn't matter because I just got up. And we're in the gym. So, update on CHOPS protocol as requested. Yeah, it's been more than 3 weeks, but I'm on CHOPS month 1, week 3. Why? Because I had to take a little cardiac rest. So let's talk about why that happened. My exercise bike, which is awesome, has these little silver doodads. You put both hands on them, and then it shows your heart rate on the screen. Now, I was messing around playing on TikTok, and so I had my hands off. And when I brought my hands back to the plate, my heart rate was way outside of where it should have been. So it was really interesting because I didn't have like normally if I have a chest pain, it's kind of a sharp pain. It tends to be kind of, center and up. But instead I had like for a few days just this very kind of tired feeling like right here. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take it easy for a few days. It's fine. I didn't feel like it was enough of a crisis to really, go to the doctor or anything. Like, your heart is a muscle, it can get tired. That's fine. So, yeah. So I had a little bit of setback. Now, I have not really had a setback in terms of like consciously taking days off or being lazy or anything like that. So I'm proud of myself there. Now, if you don't have a device to monitor your heart rate, you can use a pulse ox. I will try to remember to post the link to this one in there. I just got this to replace my old one, which pooped out. It's cool because it has a waveform, and some people can see what's going on based on their waveform. I can't. But the thing I find most useful is that no matter which way you turn it, it's going to show you in a way that you can see it. So constant heart rate monitoring is the key. So now I just watch Hulu on my iPad so that it's nothing that I have to touch. I use voice control with my Alexa because I don't want to set her off or yours to run my timers. And that's going well. I'm working out to my heart rate, not my perceived level of exertion, because they are two very different things. I was not pedaling hard at all when my heart was well over 200. So we're just working our way through the heart rate zones. So don't think of this in terms of exercise where you're like, oh, I'm going to burn a lot of calories, I'm going to lose a lot of weight, blah, blah, blah. We're not doing that. We're doing cardiac conditioning. So today is 5 to 10 minute warm up as always. 5 minutes, which is up from the original 3 in my target heart rate zone. And then 3-minute cool down where you're still moving. For cool down, I try to keep my heart rate in between 90 and 100 just because I needed some kind of something. And 5 more minutes back up at base pace, and then 5 to 10 minute cool down. So that's my Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday and Thursday is strength training. I had not been taking my weekend days off because I mistakenly thought that since we set up his elliptical in here that I took an hour and a half to clean, that that he was going to come work out with me on the weekend, and I was like, oh, that'll be fun. And the answer is no. He's not gonna. He's gonna play his game, and I'm gonna be all alone, and then I'm gonna be poopy about it. So I'm just doing it while he's at work, and that's fine. Oh, what else is going on? Other compensatory measures. So I have started buying their athletic compression leggings, and I have bought medical compression leggings, and I have bought a medical compression bodysuit, and lymphedema leggings, and abdominal compression, and all sorts of stuff. So it's very tiring to get in and out of that stuff. So the discussion about that and the video about the different kinds is going to take a while. But it is in my plan, so hopefully within like a month. I'm also, since I weigh a little over 200 pounds, I'm drinking a minimum of 100 ounces of water a day. I am taking some sort of supplement, I don't remember. But I certainly have not gotten all of the supplements off of the list just because it's really expensive. Um, I switched from liquid IV to Nun tablets. It's Nuun. They're kind of like plop plop fizz fizz. Oh, what a relief it is! Like you put the tablet in and it bubbles. So it kind of gives a little fizzy, like carbonated effect. But the reason that I switched is because liquid IV is like 12 to 13 grams of sugar per packet. I was like, why do I keep gaining weight? Because I was drinking one of those a day. Well, duh. And I have prediabetes, so that is not for me. So I switched to the Nun tablets because they're 1 to 2 grams depending on the tablet. And they actually taste better, I think. And I kind of like the little fizzy. So that's going on. I have not changed my diet. I am still eating junk food and whatever. I still eat a ton of like vegetables and stuff. But I'm also eating chocolate. Deal with it. Um I have been on a big meal planning kick. So on the weekends we are making um like freezer bag meals, which you can Google. So you just assemble it when you're shopping. Um, so my husband does the shopping, brings everything home. We chop it all up, portion it out into the bags, and toss it in the freezer. And then every day at like 2 or 3 o'clock, I throw a bag in the crock pot, and that's what's for dinner. That's been working out really well for us, both in terms of the energy that it takes to cook and the energy that it takes to clean up from cooking. So it's really two birds with one stone. Also, since we're doing it on the weekend, it's not a workout day for me. So I use the energy that I would use working out to do the meal prep. Doing meal prep for my breakfasts. And I eat the prepped breakfast about half the time and cereal about half the time. And I have microwave lunches or leftovers from the dinner. So that's going pretty well. Let's talk about psychiatric health. So I have been really, really struggling. Really, really. So I messaged my psych nurse and asked to be put back on a mood stabilizer that I had taken several years ago. And so I'm just a few days into that. And I chose it because I don't recall any major side effects. I discontinued it for other reasons that I won't get into here. But I'm optimistic. I think it'll be fine. It'll help me stay afloat a little bit better. Might not get out of the water, but at least I'll float. So I got that going on. What else is happening? Not much. I get up. I've been watching my nieces. I work out. Then I rest. Then I take a shower. Then I rest. Then I get dressed, including compression, which is exhausting. And then I rest. I take my dogs outside for a little backyard time. And then I rest. And then I check my emails and do some work things. And then I rest. And then I put a bag of food into the crock pot and eat something that's pre prepared and take more meds. And then I rest. And then once my husband gets home every day, everything else is kind of a blur. Isn't that funny? This may be month 1, week 3 of the program, but it's not only 3 weeks of working out. We're probably at about 3 months of working out. You have to remember that I started with a peddler laying down on my couch for 5 minutes and then continuing to lay there while my heart went crazy and I sweated and I panted and I got dizzy and my face got tingly. And working my way up to 10 minutes at a time, a couple times a day, and then slowly bringing them together until I could pedal calmly while laying completely on my back watching TV. That was it. That was what I got to before I started. I've been using this recumbent bike almost exclusively since I started the proper CHOPS protocol since I started that month one, and I love it. It doesn't take up very much space. It doesn't weigh very much. I could put it in my living room if I wanted to. I like being in here. I've got the lights all bright, and so like there's a mood to being in this room, and I like it. But I don't have to have a whole room for the equipment that I'm using for a CHOPS protocol. And we'll do, when it comes to the strength stuff, we'll do a quick little list video another day. I might make that today and go over the things that you would need to achieve the strength day as well. But for the cardio day, really all I need is this bike, and I'm in love with it. I definitely have a lot more energy, and I started having a lot more energy pretty early on. Now, it's kind of hard to describe what that means because I say I have a ton of energy and then I describe my day, and like it's punctuated by rest periods after every single activity that I do. But you have to keep in mind that last fall I was in bed 20 hours a day. And this spring I was in and out of bed for very significant periods all day. And then there's also a difference between like being too tired to think, to process. I mean, like fatigue level tired versus just, oh, I did a thing and now I need to recover from it. So, like, when I wake up in the day, I'm at a higher starting point energy wise, and my recovery from doing different activities is a lot quicker. I still get overwhelmed, I still get tired, but it's not that bone deep fatigue that was pretty much my lifestyle for a long time. And I say a long time, it wasn't that long in the comparative, scheme of things. There are other people who have been suffering for years, but for me personally, it felt like a really, really long time. That fatigue was my default, like bone crushing, brain weary, lack of hope. Um, it's kind of funny that I'm going back on a mood stabilizer now that I have more energy. I don't know what that's about. I don't have an explanation. Um, all I can say is that it's a different kind of a thing, and I don't believe that it's related to my dysautonomia. I think that's just a mental health thing that I've been dealing with my whole life. So um, I'm just trying to take care of myself in multiple departments. So, what have we gotten out of this? Start slow, be stubborn, go by your heart rate, and also that I have homework to make videos for you on the strength day and on compression garments. I really hope that you're doing well, and I'll talk to you soon as energy and time allow.